Welcome back. This is episode 2 of Sniff and Sip, where we share a beverage. I've got my iced coffee, and we sniff one of the samples from my collection. So today I have my Ormonde Jayne Discovery Set, which I got a little bit ago, but I haven't given my full attention to any of these yet. So I'm gonna pick one of them today to sample with you guys. I had been interested in this house for a long time. I can already tell you that I did like most of these, but I don't really recall what my thoughts were. So let's get into it. I think this presentation is really cute. And I'm just gonna pick whichever one. This one is Champaca. Okay, let me get the little card and we'll read what the notes are. Champaca, created in 2005. Head, neroli, pink pepper, and bamboo. Part, Champaca Absolute, Freesia Absolute, basmati notes. I remember this was what interested me in this fragrance is I love a rice note. And soul, myrrh, green tea, and musk. I like how they classify head, heart, and soul. Let's give her a little spritz. I will first go ahead and say I'm not familiar with Champaca as a note. I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to evoke. This immediately, it's very bright, but there's a bit of roundedness to the brightness. It's not a refreshing kind of brightness, it's more of a luminous kind of brightness. I don't tend to love neroli, but this is tempered in a really nice way. I think the bamboo and the green tea notes at the bottom make it a little more interesting and not as stabby. Sometimes neroli can get kind of
stabby in my third eye.
But this is rounded and it has a almost spherical texture. I remember when I first tested this fragrance that I had given it the classification of beguilingly generic as a category or a fragrance family. It doesn't smell terribly unique or groundbreaking in any way, but it just smells pleasant and it feels very, very well done. The quality of the ingredients is there. The blending of the fragrance is there for sure. It smells akin to a magazine strip. Like if you're testing a fragrance from a magazine, it doesn't really smell like the fragrance. It smells more like glossy magazine paper tinged with a pleasant scent. That's kind of what this smells like, but not in a bad way at all. It reminds me of a Chanel Chance au Tendre. It's kind of feminine, smooth, like tissue paper buoyance. It's a diffused light. I don't think I'm really getting much myrrh, which is maybe a little disappointing. I wish I'd gotten more myrrh. I suppose it must be a more translucent, lighter type of myrrh that just adds a little bit of groundedness and adds to the beguiling part of the generic nature of this scent profile. I'm gonna try now to not smell it up close, as Claire Smith reminded me in my last video that of course these fragrances are not meant to be sniffed up on your skin, but they're meant to create sillage and experienced that way. So I'm gonna try and waft it, give myself a little sillage experience and see how that changes the way I'm perceiving it. Yeah. And these wafts is really where I'm getting more of those basmati notes. I love a rice note in a fragrance. This gives that sense of you having just cooked rice, you left it on the stove and it's cooled down, the lid on your pan and you've taken the pan off and it's that cooled rice aroma that is emanating. With a little bit of that green tea, I find it a really relaxing, calming fragrance. It's definitely anxiety reducing, almost mildly sedative. It almost makes me feel like I want to take a nap, a patch of sun. There is definitely a warmth about it. I could see this being a wonderful signature scent for someone who maybe works in an environment where fragrances aren't allowed, or someone who isn't really into fragrances in general but just wants to smell pleasant and clean and feminine. It is a hazy, rounded, spherical type of fragrance. If there ever were a safe blind buy, I think this would certainly be it. Of all of the Ormonde Jaynes that I have tested, even in passing, this is probably the safest one. It's really, really lovely. So I'm going to give this a little bit of time to settle, and I will come back and share any final thoughts, share if I found any progressions in the scent or any changes, the way the scent develops, and then we will chat a little more. I will see you in a bit. Okay, so a little bit of time has passed. It hasn't progressed terribly much. It's pretty linear, and the way it warms with your skin is nice. It's created a pretty nice trail. I can smell my little cloud when I move my arm. It's just a really pleasant, nice scent. Overall, I would say if you are looking for a fragrance that is safe, if you're looking for a gift for someone who maybe really isn't into fragrances but wants to still smell nice, this is a very appropriate one, depending on your price point. Of course, these can run a little pricey. I could see myself purchasing a bottle of this for those occasions where I'm not sure if wearing fragrance would be appropriate or not, but I want to still, of course, be scented in some kind of way. I don't think this would really offend anybody. I don't experience any sharp, stabby notes that could potentially be headache-inducing. The best descriptor I can think of, it's a diffused spherical light is what this feels like. Yeah, like a paper lantern. And that basmati and green tea just really adds a relaxing, comforted, a warm hug. So yeah, this is a success. I'm really happy to have experienced this. It's not my usual scent profile I enjoy. Happily surprised by this. Beguilingly generic. We will see. Maybe I will make this purchase somewhere down the line. So that is it for today. Thanks for spending a little time with me. Let me know down below if you have tried this fragrance or any of the Ormonde Jayne fragrances. Which one's your favorite? Which one should I test out next? Hop on over to Instagram and chat with me there. It's _RubyZion_, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.